I wonder if our explosion that we caused with Icy Alchemist. Where did I put that at? Right here. I wonder if this explosion stuns at all. It just says cold damage, dealing cold damage. That's for the barrier. That's for the extra damage. This is for unstable elixirs all the way, 100%. We definitely want that. This one can go. And this has to stay. We need something that either replaces this or, yeah. This has got to be the one. How would we... Maybe we go shadow damage then. Because this is my guess. And this is completely a guess right now. But from the wording of this... right here. From the wording in this... I would assume that shadow damage would scale up the damage of the explosion that happens. The 686. And really what we care about is that explosion happens once. And then the next time it happens, the enemy is chilled or frozen. And we're spreading that around. The next explosion does 100% more damage on top of that. If we can scale up that extra 100% along with whatever damage type scales up that 686. I mean, that's how we're going to get our damage, right? Essentially. Well, let's go out and feel what this feels like right now. I don't know how this is going to go. This could be a complete disaster. But at the very least, we'll have, we will have, what do you call it? We'll at least have the barrier. Okay, no. We walked in and literally slam dunked the first group. No. Nope, we're dying off a little bit here. Yeah, there's definitely a moment of less damage. Also, we stopped. Oh, you know what it was? We did not move far enough in order to get the yeah, see, sometimes the damage just dies. We also ran out of stacks by spinning. We didn't move far enough spinning to keep our stacks up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, granted, there's a lot of things that need to be still worked out with the build. But the fact that we just walked in and did this right away, it's kind of a good sign for it, right? Like it's possible. I feel like something drops off our damage though a little bit too easy. Maybe we go back to momentum. Because essentially with momentum, you get 50% permanent increase in damage, right? Look at this asshole chasing us. Get frozen, bitch. All right, let's try this. I can't because we're in the middle of a fucking fight. Can we not change this at all through here, which is be really dumb? Yeah, you can't. God damn. I want to try this with momentum. Maybe after we go through, if I hit it right away. Nope. All right, so it looks like we'll have to try it on the next run. Definitely a massive drop off speed or a damage drop off. But it's not as massive as you would think for us. Literally, like there's a lot. Oh, we stopped. We stopped again. I'm trying to catch the damage numbers. There was a 10.5 million hit right there. It's definitely weaker, but it's also zero optimization as well. It's literally just putting on, and we have 3 legendary affixes right now that have nothing to do with the build either. So I'm going to have to find something to complement our build right now. But the barrier is fucking awesome. Having the 100% uptime of a barrier is actually insane. That's pretty dope. What did I miss here? Oh, there's a whole section up here. Oh, I just got knocked out of my shit, which sucks because now we have no damage bonuses. I have 6 seconds left before I can get him back up. There we go. I wonder, probably more points into shadow imbuement might help. You know what? That's what we might do as well. I guess we can do kind of 3 things here to judge this. I was gonna say, he should become crowd control. You definitely see a drop off in damage, right? Like, that's insane. Way, way, way longer. Yeah, get out away from that. We stopped running too. Yeah, the explosions are where all the damage is coming from, though. The moment that the explosions aren't happening, you can definitely feel it. Way, way less cool than when our other build was, though, for sure. Yep. So 100% all the way up. So we got that one to 22 on basically, whoops, one more, 24 on basically 2 runs. That's insane. From 1 to 22 in 2 runs. All right. So let's switch this up this time now. Abilities. Let's take away the victimize and instead put it in momentum. We're going to feel this one out first. And then another change I want to make is putting more points into shadow imbuement and seeing if that increases the damage. So we'll start with this one. Then next time we'll increase the shadow imbuement. Got to get a feel for this one, though, first. Changing both, one could mix up the 2. Well, I ain't gonna lie. The momentum seems to made a huge bonus there. Like right off the bat, the initial moment, momentum feels better. I feel faster too, which always helps. Yeah, momentum seems to be definitely better. Victimize is not the way to go. Of course, Victimize's damage scales with... here's the big thing. Victimize's damage scales with vulnerable damage. And all of our damage was coming from crit hit damage. So it should not work as good, right? I mean, if you think about it logically, it should be doing less damage because we don't have a ton of vulnerable damage. So I guess we'll have to try it again if we do end up going in the vulnerable damage direction. I also wonder, how does this build fare if we go the direction of vulnerable damage? Does this damage and this one drop off as well? I would like this. My hope would be that both builds, either way, would still do the same amount of damage. It would just be done in a different way. But I'm not sure if that's the way the game works or not. And I'm not a good matherer, so I don't think I can math-wise figure that out. To me, it would seem like vulnerable damage and crit damage probably do the same amount of bonus damage. As long as the numbers are the same, right? Or is just one inherently better than the other? Does that make sense? So I feel like if you have 100% increase in vulnerable damage and 100% increase in critical hit damage, both of those numbers should still be the same when it comes out in the end as far as the final calculation goes. That would be my hope. Now, I don't know if they have like the same kind of modifier or something that goes to them. Yeah. So still a lot slower, but momentum is 100% better. Without a doubt. The way things stand right now, momentum is 100% better. We got a unique in there, I think. Did we? No. No, we did not. No, we did not. All right, so then this is going here. Wow, look at that. In 3 runs, we went from 1 to 32. This is the 3rd run. All right. I wonder if there's anywhere to find that out, any way to know if vulnerable damage or crit. You know what? Let's just search it up. Let's just do a Google search. Let's go Diablo, not Diablo. Diablo 4 is, how do I word this? Crit damage or vulnerable damage? Better. All right. Just wondering if there is any way, like if anybody's done the research to know. That way I don't have to do that. Breaking down crit strike and vulnerable damage. Wow, that's a long... Okay, why are crit damage and vulnerable damage being nerfed? No, not what I'm talking about. Apparently, we're all wrong about damage in Diablo 4.
Customize and save.
It's the loudest fucking ad I've ever heard in my life.
It's a little bit too sarcastic, and I just kind of want to cut away all of that because nobody deserves to like be beaten down, right? But I've gotten pinged a lot today, very specifically about all of my builds.
This is 5 months ago.
Wrong. The fact that like calculations are all wrong, everybody is wrong, and this person has cracked the code, this secret, how damage works. And honestly, if this is just kind of like a bait, GG, you got the bait. I'm not going to react to their video. But basically this screen right here is the entire summation of what the video tries to explain to people. And it is that every single person putting out build guides right now, including Blizzard, have no idea how damage works in the game. We're all wrong about how damage adds to buckets. It's actually that critical strike damage and multipliers there don't multiply your damage at all. It only multiplies part of your additive bucket. And this is a very old myth. Basically a wives' tale at this point.
Oh, well, then why am I watching the video?
Completely because the character screen in this game lies to you. Now, and I'm just going to use this as a self-plug real quick.
Why am I fucking watching if it's all a myth? Damage percentage, any good. Crit damage versus vulnerable damage. Can't really seem to find a good answer, to be honest. Guess I'm just going to have to figure it out on my own. I can't really find anything that gives a definitive answer and actually answers that question good. So the only way to know is to just do it yourself, right? Do it. You like to do it yourself? There's another all resistance to all elements one right there, 10% with attack speed on it. That's the second one of those that we've gotten. That's probably the way we're going to go on these is maybe we don't go attack speed and instead go... Can we roll vulnerable damage on those? I guess we're kind of going to have to go look, right? Yes, you can. Vulnerable damage in the second slot right there. So this one, we're going to say no. Right? This is resistance to all elements. I mean, this is very close as well. Dude, we've got plenty of rings and shit to mess around with, right? Like, holy shit. So there's vulnerable. That's a low roll of vulnerable. So we could roll vulnerable on this to get a higher roll. But did we want... I think we're going to ditch the attack speed and roll that to vulnerable with resistance to all elements on both pieces. So this one... We have another one, right, that has vulnerable. So that's a 41% vulnerable. So this one immediately... Wait, that's max life on that one too. So I think that takes this one out of the equation. That one's a no. Crit strike damage, max life. Again, I think this one's out. Max life again with a low roll of vulnerable. That one's out then. There's a high roll of vulnerable with dexterity, so that one is in. Right? So we'd roll off attack speed on this one. That's 9. Is that 90 dexterity? This one has 99 dexterity, but this also has attack speed on it, so no. So this one goes. That's 99 dexterity. Vulnerable is low, so that's a no. All right, so there's the two rings that we have. So we have a high vulnerable roll on one. On this one, we need to roll on resistance to all elements. Can we roll resistance to all elements on the second? Because I've noticed that they're different in different slots. I said slots. Let's come over here. Looking for enchant. And we're looking for this one. And we want the lucky hit chance off. Resistance to all elements, right? So then we can roll resistance to all elements on that one. So between the two rings and the pants, we should be able to settle our resistance problems, I would hope. Maybe. When it comes to Torment Tier 3 and 4. Maybe. We may have to find it somewhere else too. I don't know where else it can also roll. Paragon board would be another place too. We can get plenty of our resistances from too, the Paragon board. All right. Yeah, so those two are the rings that we want. This is going to be junk because we aren't using daggers, so that rolled a 52% damage. I wonder what is also better. Is it better to have crit hit damage if you're 100% critting all the time or whatever, or vulnerable damage? That is another thing too. That is a good point there. We do have 100% crit chance, so kind of feels like a waste to not use crit damage in a lot of ways, but still, beyond that point, yeah, I wonder if it's sort of like the damage bucket theory too as well, where it's not good to have just one kind of damage. It's good to have multiple types of damage. I know back way back in the day, a lot of games would calculate them in different damage, like pools, and it would pull from one damage, and then it would multiply it with other pools of damage rather than add them together. I don't know. But I wonder what's better. Is it just flat damage better? Because I would assume flat damage is across all damage, right? And then calculations are made off of that base damage. So maybe just flat damage is better. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're not using that still anyways. All right, so let's go to our boy here. Nothing is improved, so we're good there, and we can just sell all the junk. Sold to the asshole over here, sitting against the wall. So here is some of the gear that we're going to be using. This for sure. These are the ones that we had on. We currently have equipped our new ones. Was this a... Yeah, this is our old one. This is our old one. And this was new pants? New pants? Yeah, because that rolled in dexterity. Maximum life, and then we can roll off the lightning resistance for a better roll of armor. No, we can't get a better roll of armor. But we can still roll armor onto it and then roll total armor and then a chance to stun. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe shadow damage too. Like I said, I feel like my guess is that shadow damage probably scales the damage of the where is it? Of this. That one. That's my guess. But it also, maybe it's cold damage that scales it because it deals cold damage. Then if you scale the cold damage, it goes up, but I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know. That's all we got time for today, though. I don't know. This is something I'm going to have to think about overnight and see where I mentally end up with how we want to go about this. This is a tough one because we got a lot of different things going on, especially with these new uniques that we picked up. The Soul Brand and the Fist of Fate. Fist of Fate's pretty dope. I really like this one. There is some waste in this piece of gear, though. I will say that. But 260% increase, just randomly 1 to 200. You know what? This is probably why sometimes we're seeing a lot more damage one moment from another. Is I'm guessing that we're snapshotting this when we start our spin. So my guess is when we start our spin, we randomly get 1 to 260%. Right? So let me get out of town here. I wonder if there's anything that comes up on the bottom here that tells us. This just kind of dawned on me. This might be why we're seeing an inconsistency in damage. So we out of town now? Game? Am I out of town now? Game? Can I ever attack? Will I ever be able to attack again? Game. How far do you want me to leave town in order to be able to do something? Good God, bro! It's just like, no, you will never attack. Is this outside? This is outside. All right. Okay, so something just came up on the screen there. Subterfuge skill cooldown. Momentum stacks. No. So it doesn't actually tell you that one either, does it? Oh. Increased dodge chance after using a cooldown. Yeah, so it doesn't let you know what your increase is to this. So you sort of, it's left on the back end, right? It's not visible on screen anywhere on what this damage increase is between that 1 and 260. But I'm guessing that what we're seeing is an inconsistency because it's snapshotting that damage when we start our spin. So one time when we start our spin, we may have 4% increased damage because of this. And then the next time we might have 260%, and we wipe through everything and like, wow, that felt really good. And then the next time we stop spinning, we start again and it's completely different. Like, oh, okay, this doesn't feel any good anymore. That's probably why. Might be worth ditching that just to get something more consistent in there by going with, I don't know, something else on the arms. I don't know. That's all gonna have to wait for tomorrow, though. I'm gonna think about this one over the night. I'm gonna do some theory crafting and see what I can come up with. But big thank you to you guys for joining me for another amazing day of Diablo 4's Vessel of Hatred expansion. I think tomorrow we're probably gonna start a new playlist over there on the YouTubes. This will probably be the last one of the Vessel of Hatred expansion.
Other people I'd rather break bread with.
Thank you, Virana. So I think this will probably be the last episode of our Vessel of Hatred playthrough over on YouTube, and I think tomorrow we'll just start a brand new playlist called maybe like Diablo 4 Endgame. Rockitsauce does Diablo 4 Endgame. I think we'll probably do it that way. That way everything can be sort of separated up. So if people don't care about the story and they just want to see the end game stuff, essentially, here you go. We're at the end game now. So, big thank you to all. Mirko, thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. As always, if you guys want to get caught up on our Diablo 4 playthrough, all you guys got to do is head on over to the YouTube VOD channel, !VOD right now in the chat. We'll give you guys the link that you deserve. And then you go over there, you get all caught up. You meet me back here tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we stream here every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys are back here for it. Much love, everybody. Go get some rest. Go get some food in your belly. I know I'm about to. And I will see you all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Remember, life's short. Pause, save. And I will see you in tomorrow's stream. Goodbye. Good night. Get out.